Well, I think my reaction is one of utter vindication that the position taken by the Prime Minister David Cameron and by the government of Gibraltar in the course of summer 2013, when the Prime Minister raised the issue with Mr. Barroso, then the President of the European Commission, was absolutely the right position to take. You'll recall that the following November, when the first correspondence from the Commission came out, we published the letter that was sent to us. There was an element of disappointment here that the letter to us also contained recommendations, and that there wasn't a blanket statement from the Commission telling Spain the things that we thought she needed to be told. Well, we have now seen that in fact the Commission was saying those things to Spain, that it was right therefore to involve the Commission. We were right to rely on the freedom of movement guaranteed under the treaty for people to come across that frontier, not the freedom to establish themselves in other places, which is the issue of freedom of movement affecting British politics today, and also that the Commission has not let Gibraltar down in the sense that it hasn't let Spain off the hook. And we now all can clearly understand why it was that Spain itself was not publishing these letters.
We've seen that the tone of the letter is quite stringent and forceful on Spain, but does the Commission have any real teeth in this affair, and is Spain likely to comply?
Well, I mean, the question is how a member state behaves in the face of a recommendation from the Commission. Now, this is an issue of international law and politics. Now, the Commission has the ability to compel a member state to act by taking action against the member state in the courts. And then it's the courts that will determine what part of the Commission's requirement, once it's legal action, it enforces against the member state. But the whole process starts with recommendations from the Commission. And of course, the British way, the way that the United Kingdom acts, and therefore the way also that Gibraltar acts as a British territory and with a British government, is that we take recommendations very seriously. Unless we were to write back to the Commission to explain why their recommendation cannot be implemented and why we think they are wrong in making a recommendation, we would simply act in keeping with a recommendation in the appropriate way. I would have thought that Spain wants to be regarded as a serious player within the European Union, is also going to do the same. You've seen that despite the to and froing, there is action now at the frontier. The works are ongoing. The queues are not as bad as they have been, except for 2 or 3 sporadic instances that we've seen, which were absolutely dreadful, disproportionate and unacceptable. But with the works, I think every Gibraltarian expected Spain to be using that as a cause to create even longer queues of the sort that we'd seen in the past couple of years. I think Spain is acting in a way that is designed to comply with the recommendations of the Commission, and I very much hope that we'll see those works completed by the summer 2015, as the Commission has required or recommended Spain that they should be.
Do you expect, perhaps, as far as Gibraltarians are concerned, a restoration in faith in the European Union and the European Commission?
I certainly hope so. You'll recall that in the press conference that I gave in November 2013, in November last year, when the Commission correspondence to the government of Gibraltar first arrived, and which we immediately made public, as I reminded you a moment ago, I said to people, this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. And please let's allow the Commission to do its work in that period of time. Like any other Gibraltarian, I would have wanted the Commission to very clearly say then, Spain, you're acting improperly, the freedom of movement of people is being infringed, and it's one of the fundamental rights of the membership of the single market and the European Union. But the Commission has acted in a different way, in a way that we can now see is designed to deliver the right result in perhaps a more political and more diplomatic way. That's what's important to us. That's why I bet on this being a marathon rather than a sprint, and I think we're getting the right result.